strumming my pain with his fingers.
You ready for this?
Singing my life with his words.
I've never been more ready for anything in my whole life.
Killing me softly with his song.
We are drinking to new life. Tish gonna have Fonny's baby.
I hope it's a boy.
We're gonna have a baby. I'll have you out of here before then.
You sure about that?
Tell me what you felt when you first read this and what this story meant to you.
To me, it kind of meant everything. You know, I grew up, I graduated college and really began to understand Mr. Baldwin's work and kind of worshipped him. And I think in this book you find the two voices of Baldwin, this voice that's obsessed with sensuality, romanticism, interpersonal relationships, and just as obsessed with systemic injustice, and in particular the way American society, the American government plays a role in the disenfranchisement of black people. And it's interesting, because I do think a lot of things have changed between 1974 and the present day. You know, I think the roles and rights of women have changed quite a bit between 1974 and today, or at least I thought that until 2016, and then I understood that they hadn't changed as much as we thought they were, as we thought they had. And I think because of that, the book felt extremely relevant. It just confirmed our choice to allow the book to remain set in the period in which it was written.
Now, if you've seen Moonlight, you'll know the beauty with which Barry Jenkins injects his films. But you know, at the heart of this film is a central performance from an actress who we haven't seen before, Kiki Lane. Tell me briefly about finding her, and then Kiki, what's it like to get the call from Barry Jenkins?
Getting the call from Barry Jenkins was a
Well, she didn't answer.
I didn't recognize the number.
Yo, I called like 5 times in a row.
You called 2 times. 2 times. He called the first time. I didn't answer. Because also it was 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, and I'm like, who is calling me
Oh,
right
that's
now?
right, the time difference.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, yeah. So, first time, didn't answer. Second time, I felt something say, girl, pick up that phone. And so I did. And you didn't even introduce yourself. You just started going in on me about
Well, because I had this
asleep.
whole idea of this being this fun, really awesome thing for Kiki that everybody does. This is just bad. I should just call her reps and just tell them that she got the part.
Yeah, you didn't introduce yourself. You're just like, girl, was you asleep? You asleep. And I'm like, yes, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. And then you said, no, it's 12. And I said, oh, this person's in New York. And then I put it together. I'm like, this is Barry. And then he finally says, he's like, do you even know who you're talking to? And I said, I believe I'm speaking to Barry Jenkins. And I'm just trying to be chill right now. And then, you know, he just told me that he wanted to tell me himself that I got it. And I don't know, I can't even describe the feeling, but I was just trying to rush him off the phone so I could really go crazy. So, yeah.
I'd love to hear from Regina and Coleman. You play Kiki's parents in the film, you know, Tish's parents.
Kiki was just
A dream.
a dream. I mean, you
Open.
and I have to extend that same sentiment to Stefan as well.
Yes.
We were lucky to have these two at the center who are passionate and who understood the responsibility that they had and just approached this whole thing as artists and as vessels that wanted to learn and grow. So we felt like we wanted
to just, you know, open our arms up to it and hold it.
Yeah.
Hold all that love, because I think, you know, and Barry, thank you as well. You really did create a family. And every time we see each other, there's so much love and generosity with this cast. And it was not only on the set, but it's extending to every time we see each other. She looked over at me and she's crying, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to like, all right, baby. It's like we're husband and wife. I'm like, all right, come on, get it together, baby. Come on now. You know?
the people are here.
We in front of people, baby. Come on.
Stefan, when you read this part for the first time, did you immediately know who Fonny was?
Yeah, and there's a young man by the name of Khalif Browder who I had become familiar with right before getting this script, actually. And you know, I sort of went through Khalif's story as a young man here in New York. In 2010, he was you know, wrongfully charged for a crime, theft of a backpack. And you know, he was given 3 years in Rikers Island, 2.5 of which he spent in solitary confinement. And I mean, this is a 16-year-old boy. You can only imagine how it is for like a grown man to go through something like this. And for me, it just really hit home, and it really struck me in a place where I thought that, wow, this is only one story. He's only one in a million. You know, there are so many other young men in this country who are going through the same thing. And you know, it really struck me as an opportunity to be a vessel, a voice to speak for so many voiceless young men across this country.
And you create this like beautiful, kind of almost dreamlike atmosphere to the film. Central to that is this incredible score. Nicholas Britell, you've seen his work, you've loved his work. He's one of the most incredible composers that we have working today. Nick, what did you want to do with this movie? How did you work with Barry? What was the key for you in getting this score right?
I feel so lucky to get the chance to work with Barry. I mean, it's you know, it's just an incredible experience because Barry is so open to exploring possibilities. And I think that one of the things about film music and music in general is that it's, you know, it's abstract and it's sort of mysterious. What's going to work and how are things going to feel? And Barry and I go on this journey together. You know, his first instincts, what he said to me was he was hearing brass and he was hearing horns. So I started writing music with trumpets and flugelhorns and French horns. And then when we actually put it up against the picture, we realized that something was missing. And we discovered that what was missing was strings. And the strings really to us came to symbolize that feeling of love, because the film deals with love and injustice, but it focuses a lot on so many different kinds of love. And we actually named a lot of the themes in the film after the ancient Greek words for love. So there's a piece called agape, there's a piece called eros, there's a piece called philia. You know, that was a big focus. And then there was this kind of parallel universe, which was the world of injustice and the world of the horrors of injustice. And the music that's featured in those areas is actually the music that you hear, the music of love, and it's distorted and it's bent. And Barry actually would use the phrase, it's how do we break this? You know, so you're actually hearing the same elements that you hear in moments of joy, but they've been harmed and broken.